Hey guys, welcome back to Super Marcel World. Today is the 40th anniversary of the original Evil Dead, one of the greatest horror films of all time. The story is simple but effective, it's gory, it's scary, it's fun, I love it. The film's setup has been copied endlessly by following filmmakers, and what's probably most impressive is that it's done by just a group of friends with hardly any money. No big studio paycheck whatsoever, just pure passion. So let's stop talking and start with the review. Here we go. The story. A group of teens go to a cabin in the woods, and in the cellar they find a book bound in human flesh, a tape recorder and a skull dagger. The incantations on the tape recorder resurrect Asian demons, and the teens will have to fight the forces of evil to survive the night. What I like: Sam Raimi's style. Now, I love director Sam Raimi's work. He's one of my all-time favorite directors, maybe even my number one. I love his way of shooting and his way of capturing madness. I love his crooked shots, his zooms, his camera movements and his cuts. And a great example of this is a scene near the end where the camera's above the ceiling looking down on Ash walking through the room, and as he moves through the room, the beams of the ceiling flash by the camera, and we hear a sound effect, boom, 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 as they pass by. This is something so simple but so unique and so definitely Raimi. It's one of many treats Raimi offers. Insanity and gore. Now, this could have been two separate sections, but they go hand in hand really. The film is full on crazy, and obviously the gore is a huge part of that, with the dismemberment of Shelley being the most gruesome. But I also love their smaller things. There are a lot of small things in the film which you might not notice at first, but they're just nuts. A perfect example of this is the possessed Linda holding the skull dagger. She's about to stab Ash with it, but she changes the way she holds it multiple times until eventually she holds it, I think she holds it like this in the most crazy way you can think of, and then she attacks. It's totally nuts, but it just works. It's so cool. Or what about the Deadite spitting milk? The way Linda claws Ash's leg open. Or blood coming out of the wall outlet and filling a light bulb. It's totally nuts, but it's awesome and it works. The scares. There are more than enough jump scares and they really work. Raimi perfectly knows how to make you jump, and he just toys with you. Now, there's a scene where Shelley disappears and her boyfriend Scotty searches for her. He looks out of a window and behind curtains, and every single time where he's about to check something or pull away a curtain, you expect that jump scare. But it doesn't happen. And Raimi does this like 4 or 5 times, and by the time you've given up, when you're not expecting a scare anymore, that's when Raimi hits you. You let your guard down and you think, okay, it's not coming anymore, and that's when he grabs you. And that totally works. I love it. Another great example is where Cheryl's arms bursts through the door, grabbing Ash. You know, that timing is so perfect. It gets me every time. What I don't like? Well, there's just one thing that always kind of bugged me. Near the end, when the evil is getting killed and the bodies rot, there are like these giant claws bursts out of the bodies. Yeah, that's the part that always bugged me. I always felt like that didn't belong in there or went too far. I'm not sure. I never really liked that part. Do you also feel this way about this moment, or am I alone? Let me know below. Most magical moment. Now, the rape scene comes to mind, you know, obviously. But I'll have to go with Shelley's dismemberment. I just love that scene. Ash can do it, so Scotty just grabs the axe from him and he just goes to town on his possessed girlfriend, ripping her limb from limb, blood flying across the room. It's awesome. And what's most awesome is how the separate body parts on the ground are like twitching. It's totally insane. I love it. Did you know? The cellar. Now, the cabin did not actually have a cellar. The cellar scenes were filmed in a cellar of a local farmhouse, and the room that you see in the film at the end of the cellar was actually Sam Raimi's garage. The wind, that eerie wind that you hear throughout the film, was recorded by Sam Raimi. He heard it when he was trying to sleep, and he thought it would be perfect for the film. The hitchhikers. The 2 hitchhikers at the beginning of the film are actually director Sam Raimi and producer Robert Tappert. Overall, The Evil Dead is one of the greatest horror films of all time. Its setup is simple, but I love it. It has everything you could look for in a horror film, and when the film is over, I get the same sensation as when you get out of a roller coaster. It gives me that same sensation. It's director Sam Raimi's twisted storytelling, his unique vision and his perseverance that made it the classic it is today. The film features a sole male survivor, and that's pretty unique in horror. It turned Bruce Campbell into the cult icon he is today. It also spawned 2 sequels, a remake, a TV show, comic books and video games. In my opinion, The Evil Dead is also the best in the trilogy because it's pure horror. The second one is more a horror comedy and the third one is just basically a comedy. But this one is pure old school, low budget, axe wielding horror. I love it. I give The Evil Dead 10 out of 10 axes. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. How do you feel about the original Evil Dead? Let me know below. I can't believe it's the 40th anniversary of this classic today. Time goes by so fast. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. If you have the time, hit the like button, subscribe, check out some of my other videos. And of course, as always, I hope to see you back next time. Bye.